Hi, my name is Michael, and I am a junior in Dalian Huamei School, China. When I was 9 years old, I volunteered as a child guide at Dalian Museum of Natural History, taking visitors on tours of whales. I was immediately drawn by killer whale, the black and white guy, panda in the sea. I was even more impressed by their intelligence and wisdom, possessing IQ equivalent of a 15-year-old human. Killer whale is very strategic in their hunt. Naturally, in marine biology class, I choose the killer whale as the focus of my study. After watching the documentary Blackfish, I realized killer whales can swim about 40 to 100 kilometers per day. But in aquariums, they were restricted in an environment where they can only swim a few kilometers. Killer whales are highly intelligent animals that engage in many interesting interactions in the wild, such as chasing fish and even playing with other species. However, killer whales are forced to perform movements repeatedly to please audience in artificial environments. Despite all the harmful impacts, killer whale shows are very popular in China due to commercial reasons. Although this business was banned in most Western countries, in Zhuhai's Qianlong Ocean Kingdom Park, 12 killer whales have been living in a small pool all their lives. Their fin was bent, and their swimming posture has changed, and sometimes they refuse to listen to their breeders. After watching the orca show, I asked myself, can we use a more friendly way to understand this amazing creature? So I come up with an idea to make an electric killer whale so that people can interact with it through remote control to feel their movements such as jumping and flipping. Here is my idea. I wanted to make an underwater vehicle, painted with the color of black and white, to simulate killer whales. First, I needed to connect all the electric wires on the control panel. If I got one of them wrong, the program would not work properly. Those wires and panels made up the electric control of the underwater vehicle. Each of them is responsible for transmitting a specific signal. Second, I need to assemble the motors on this machine and connect them with each fin on the killer whale. After adding a battery, the underwater vehicle was able to perform specific functions, such as turning, moving forward and backward. After all the parts were installed, I need to give my machine a waterproof cover. I carefully choose the materials to apply to the spotters. When I tested in the flume, the cover of this model started to leak water. The problem is the silicone that connects the two parts. There was a huge gap between the silicone and the components, so the control panel inside was flooded. After trial and error, I overcame this challenge by filling the gap with a specific oil. After adjusting the block line several times, the waterproof problem is solved, so I can put it onto the flume and play it. But some problems are unpredictable. So this is my final product, and I'm going to test it in the pool. In some cases, this machine might lose the signal from the remote control because the pigment that I use cannot pass through the signal in a very long distance. And after removing some pigment on the cover, the signal transport is much better now. I tested this machine for 30 minutes and I realized the structure is not robust enough. After many attempts and adjustments, I finally saw my electric killer whale jumping and flipping in the pool, almost as if it had a life of its own. Even though it's not a real killer whale and it's not perfect, seeing it move in the water made me very proud. I hope through this machine I can help and protect more killer whales.